But this little bit, colleagues, I want to take it a little bit further than the building maintenance and repair, and I want to dig a little deeper and get you thinking about these phrases: connection, belonging, and community. Because I think a lot of what we're talking about is building strong connection. Now, you can think about this with staff, with parents, with students. I think about everyone. Two phrases, colleagues, I would love you to steal. The first one is connect before content. Connect before content. That's got to be our mantra. If you don't connect with the students, you can't go anywhere near the content. Dr. Robert Lowe's research at Cambridge University has told us that stuff. You know, the second phrase, colleagues, is a little more philosophical, but is connect before correct. Connect before correct. Now, in case you're thinking, well, that's very philosophical, it could just be I've been called to a classroom with a child's behaviour. What would the first 2 or 3 seconds of that interaction look like? Because I want to connect before I correct. Same with a phone call to a parent or carer, or a meeting, you know, a conversation with a staff member where something's gone wrong. Now, if you want to be really brave, we've got some schools I'm working with that are really thinking about connection over correction. Connection over correction. Because I think if you lose your connection, the relationship with a student, a parent, a staff member, you'll never be able to correct the behaviour anyway. I think the little bit, if I link it back to where it was about 20 odd minutes ago, is that phrase, know your students well, know them academically, know them through a safeguarding lens, know the hobbies, their interests. Because I think, and this is possibly one of the most overused phrases in behaviour, but I love it, by the way, but people miss out the second part of the quote. This quote, just because one of you asked me about, you know, where the quotes come from. This phrase, colleagues, you'll already know, but it's all behaviour is a display of an unmet need. But do you know what people miss out with that quote? That quote, by the way, is Dr. Marshall Rosenberg. Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, if you want a book recommendation, his book, A Language of Compassion, is outstanding. Marshall Rosenberg. But the bit people miss out with that quote in behaviour training is the only way to change the behaviour is to meet the unmet need. But two things, colleagues: if you don't know your students well, you'll never be able to figure out the unmet needs. The second part is, if the child doesn't feel high trust, they won't communicate their unmet need to you. So my worry is most behaviour systems stay on the tip of the iceberg. They stay on what you see. But as you'll all know, the biggest bit of an iceberg is not on the surface, it's underneath. And underneath, with that bit, all behaviour is a display of an unmet need, is thoughts, feelings, and unmet needs.